in last 30 years, country has gone through a very great transformation in all the spheres of life. But roads, they are still the same. It is a moves on the table. From last so many years, roads are being constructed from asphalt. Asphalt being in the initial days after the independence, being the most cheapest material available other than the cement. That's why most of the road has been made out of it. 74 lakh kilometer of the total network which the country is having of the road network, 95% goes to asphalt. Asphalt has got the inherent problem of it cannot bear the intense heat and intense cold and intense monsoon that leads to rutting and pothole formation, because of which every year 8,000 crores is being expended by the government for the pothole repairs, and every fifth to 8 year 10 times of it is being spended on recarpeting. So it is an expensive proposition, though initially it may be cheap, but in the long run, in the lifespan of 20 years, it is very hyper expensive. Thus the now what can be the, and it cannot bear the overload, because overload leads to, because since it is flexible in nature, overload bear to pothole formation, and because of which cracks also develop at times. So thus what is the answer? Answer is a CC road. CC road is basically takes a lot of time. We have to unearthen the entire road from the all the 5 layers of the road. Then we have to remake it. Then the road are made after a month. Basically, it requires time. So we are not having time. We are not having that much of money to improve entire 74 lakh kilometers. It will be a very expensive affair. Moreover, most of the wastage. So what to do? So the thing was, here we have thought of a system under which the existing roads can be used, the existing compression which has been attained by the road of asphalt because of the so many years of usage, that can be used. Thus, we searched for a technology. The answer was thin white topping. Thin white topping is basically an overlay over the existing asphalt layer, which makes the road to last for 20 years. So if the road will be lasting for the 20 years, there are no annual repairs, there are no recarpeting required, no maintenance, no repairs, that lead to hyper savings, because of which thin white topping is a 24 times cheaper proposition than the asphalt road if we take the lifespan into consideration. Moreover, since it is an overlay, it is not a remaking of the road, thus it is 40% cheaper than the CC road, and lifespan is same. Moreover, it is a more sustainable solution because we use a lot of green material. It attains 61 carbon rating points, and it saves a lot of natural resources which are scarce. One day it will come to an end. Thus, it is a better proposition to use this type of thing. And the thing is that here we are replacing the asphalt with the cement. Thus, a business proposition for us. Business is increasing of the cement. Moreover, we are giving import substitutes, as saving the import bills of the country, and giving the made in India product, which is which has low carbon prints into it. Thus, we are giving all the answers to the problem at a single point. This is thin white topping. So it is a solution by which we are giving answers to the problem of the roads in the country. Thank you, Ashish.
Namaste. I am Pratish Kannaujiya, Assistant Professor in Civil Engineering Department, Buddha Institute of Technology, Gida, Gorakhpur. I sincerely thank Dr. Arjun Dave sir for inviting me to serve as a session chair at the Viksit Bharat Conference at the 2047 conference. I am reviewing the presentation by Mr. Ashish Pathak entitled Emerging Technology for Sustainable, Long-Lasting and Trouble-Free Road Infrastructure in India. The presentation is clearly highlights the role of emerging technologies in enhancing the durability and sustainability of the road infrastructure in India. The approach is systematic and the topic is highly relevant to India's long-lasting infrastructure development goals. Overall, this is a well-prepared presentation. I appreciate the participants and efforts and wish him success in his future work. Thank you.
Hello everyone. The name of the conference is From Gurukul to Global, paving path to Vikasit Bharat at the rate 2047, restructuring higher education with ending priorities. My name is Piyush Talne from Department of Chemical Engineering, Vishveshwaraya National Institute of Technology, Nagpur, and the title of my topic is Harnessing Agriculture Waste for Oil Water Separation. As we all know, India is an agrarian economy which generates over 500 million tons of crop residue. A lot of it goes for some and other domestic and industrial purpose, yet a surplus of 140 million ton is there, out of which 92 million ton is burnt each year. Crop residues are the materials left after harvesting the crop, which includes stalk, stubble, leaves, and seed pods. Better management of post-harvest trash could be helpful in reducing carbon footprint. This is an analysis of trend in crop residue generation and burning, which shows that amount of crop residue generated increases from 80 million tons in 1950-51 to 517 million tons in 2017-18. The crop residue burning in terms of total biomass burned increased from 18 million tons to 116 million tons between 1950-51 to 2017-18. So this is the model of management of crop residue. First, to identify the quantities of crop generated in the region, then identifying the seasonal availability of the crop residue, then priority of competing use of the residues, then its availability of technologies for its short-term and long-term impacts, and the last step is the availability of infrastructure and equipment for management of crop residues. So these are some of the competing use of crop residues, such as livestock feed, compost making, energy source, biofuel and bio-oil production, biomethanation, gasification, and biochar production. So our approach to implementation is identifying the quantities of crop generated in the region, which is cotton and soybean, and pinpointing the competing use of crop residue, which is oil water separation, then obtaining the crop residue from farmland, then its size reduction and alkali treatment, and its application of hydrophobic oleophilic solution on the crop residue. As we all know, substantial volume of cotton stock often go underutilized, possessing challenge for both farmers and the environment. This presentation explores an approach to transform cotton stock into a valuable resource for oil and water separation. By converting cotton stock into solvent materials, we address two issues: reducing agricultural waste and providing a solution for oil spill cleanup and industrial wastewater treatment. Through simple yet effective chemical and physical modification, cotton stock fibers can be endowed with remarkable oil adsorption capacity while repelling water. These modified fibers are lightweight, readily available, and cost effective, making them attractive alternative to conventional synthetic adsorbents. The presentation outlines the process of preparing cotton stock derived solvent, characterizing their physical and chemical properties, and assessing their performance in separating oil from water. Key findings show that these natural solvents not only achieve high oil uptake but also maintain efficiency through multiple cycles of reuse. Moreover, by turning an agricultural byproduct into a valuable tool, we demonstrate a practical path benefiting both rural communities and the environment. Thank you.
Namaste. I am Pratish Kannaujiya, Assistant Professor in the Civil Engineering Department in Buddha Institute of Technology, Gida, Gorakhpur, Uttar Pradesh. I sincerely thanks Dr. Arjun Dave sir for inviting me to serve as a session chair Viksit Bharat 2047 conference. I am reviewing the presentation by Mr. Piyush Suresh Tanje titled Harnessing Agriculture Waste for Oil Water Separations. The presentation is clearly explain an innovative and sustainable approach to utilizing agricultural waste for environmental applications. The objective and methodology are well defined and the topic is highly relevant in the context of pollution control and resource sustainability. Overall, this is a well prepared and appreciable presentation. I commend the participants' efforts and wish him success in her future academic and his research work. Thank you.
Good morning, respected editors, reviewers, and fellow researchers. I am Vishuddha Dattani, Assistant Professor in Department of Civil Engineering, Sardar Patel College of Engineering and Technology, Anand. Today I am presenting my research paper titled Digital Twin Application for Real-Time Monitoring of Urban Infrastructure. So, urban infrastructure such as a bridge, road, buildings and water networks play a critical role in supporting modern cities. However, traditional monitoring practices rely mainly on periodical manual inspection, which are often time consuming, subjective and reactive. With increasing of urbanization, aging infrastructure and environmental challenges, there is a strong need of real-time intelligence and predictive monitoring system. There is where digital twin technology becomes highly relevant. A digital twin is a virtual replica of physical asset that continuously receives the real-time data from the sensors and allowing engineers to monitor performance, predict failures and make informed decisions. This paper objective or my study objective is that main objective of this research to study the application of digital twin technology for real-time monitoring of urban infrastructure, to develop an integrated digital twin framework using IoT sensors, BIM and GIS models and cloud analytics, to evaluate the effectiveness of digital twin in improving monitoring accuracy, predictive maintenance and asset life cycle performance. For that I have referred methodology adopted in this study in four major stages. First, data collection was carried out using IoT sensors deployed on the infrastructure assets. These sensors measure parameters such as the strain, vibration, displacement, temperature, humidity, pressure and flow rate. Second, digital twin model was developed using BIM and GIS platform. This physical asset was represented as a 3D virtual model dynamically connected with a real-time sensor data through the cloud server. Interactive dashboard were created for visualization and monitoring. Third stage is data processing and analysis were performed. The raw sensor data was filtered, normalized and analyzed using machine learning algorithms such as a support vector machine, random forest and LSTM models. Predictive analytics were used to estimate remaining useful life and identify abnormal patterns. Finally, performance evaluation was conducted by comparing the digital twin system with the traditional monitoring method in terms of response time, fault detection accuracy, maintenance cost and assess life cycle improvement. After studying these various stages, we have concluded I have received result that demonstrate the digital twin framework significantly affects the infrastructure monitoring. The system was able to detect micro level structural changes such as a minor strain, vibration, variation which are usually missed in a manual inspection, real-time data synchronization, accuracy exceeded 95%. Predictive maintenance model achieved in a accuracy of approximately 87 to 92% in identifying potential failure. Early warning alert generated several hours before the critical condition occurred. The visualization dashboard improved the situational awareness and the reduced decision making time by nearly 40 to 55%. Additionally, predictive maintenance lead to reduction in maintenance cost by 18 to 25% and extended asset service life by 10 to 18%. For this study, I have concluded that this study conflict the digital twin methodology offers a powerful and reliable solution for a real-time monitoring and management for urban infrastructure. By integrating IoT sensors, BIM and GIS modeling, GIS-based modeling and predictive analytics, digital twins enable early fault detection, condition-based maintenance and improved decision making. Although challenges such as cybersecurity, interoperability, initial costs exist and the long-term benefits clearly outweigh this elimination. Digital twin has a strong potential to become a core component for a smart and sustainable cities. This study's future scope can focus on AI-driven autonomous digital twins, integration with drone and satellite data, city-scale digital twins ecosystem, and blockchain-based data security and climate resistance infrastructure monitoring. Thank you for your time and attention. I sincerely hope this research contributes to advancing smart infrastructure monitoring and digital twin application in civil engineering. Thank you.
Namaste. I am Pratish Kannaugia, Assistant Professor in Civil Engineering Department in Buddha Institute of Technology, GIDA, Gorakhpur in Uttar Pradesh. I sincerely thank Dr. Arjun Dave sir for inviting me as a session chair in Viksit Bharat 2047 conference. I am reviewing the presentation by Ms. Vishuddha Dattani, titled Digital Twin Application for Real-Time Monitoring of Urban Infrastructure. The presentation clearly explains the application of digital twin technology in urban infrastructure monitoring and highly relevant to the smart city development. Overall, this is a well prepared presentation. I appreciate to the participants' efforts and wish for her success in her future works and research works. Thank you so much. Namaste. I am Pratish Kannaugia, Assistant Professor in Civil Engineering Department in Buddha Institute of Technology, GIDA, Gorakhpur. I sincerely thank Dr. Arjun Dave for inviting me to serve as a session chair at Viksit Bharat at the 2047 conference. I am reviewing the presentation by Ms. Jupitara Sarma entitled Sustaining Crude Oil Production from Heavy Oil Reservoir. The presentation clearly outlines the research objective and adopts an appropriate methodology, the challenges of heavy oil reservoirs and relevant production technique well explained, making the topic highly relevant to current energy and resource management needs. Overall, this is a well prepared and appreciable presentation. I commend the participants' efforts and wish her success in her future academic and research work. Thank you.